Let me check, make sure we're live.
Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. First live stream of the year, baby.
Actually, wait, it says scheduled.
Well, we'll just wait a second, see if this is working. See if anybody's in the chat. You know, we used to do these live streams all the time, and we're just kind of...
okay, we are in.
I don't know if the thumbnail came up, though. It seems like it's not the correct thumbnail.
All right, Aaron, you take it away. Maybe find out where people are from, and I'll update the thumbnail.
Sure. Okay, so basically what this is going to be, my friends, is a question and answer type of thing, and just a late night hangout. We used to do this stuff all the time, and then YouTube started cracking down on those scam live streams, and so you know, they used to shut us down for stuff like this, just based on you know, shut down first, ask questions later. Either way, we're going to start these kinds of things up again slowly, see how it goes. But there's so many new people in this space, and sometimes it's just better to, like, let's talk about big picture questions. I'm down to answer any questions you guys have in the chat. There's so much that I wish I would have known when I came in last bull cycle, and I'm sure there's a bunch of new people here this time. So everybody grab a beer. I got one. And yeah, looks like we got some people from London, Ontario, Denver, Colorado. What's up, Soldier for God? Wow, a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people sharing their favorite coins, Mississippi, a lot of Australia, New Zealand. I mean, we got a global chat here, guys. Imagine if back in the 90s, in the dot-com bubble, when everybody was investing in that, imagine if they would have had the internet back then and could have all connected and talked about pets.com or Amazon or whatever. Either way, exciting. What?
I said I'm back. I'm ready to take it off.
Perfect. So we got 730 people in chat right now. People are just rolling in. I'm sure we're going to have over 1,000 for sure. If you're going to watch this at a later date, feel free to just, you know, peruse through. We're just going to be, it's more of a hangout, question and answer. And keep in mind, we'll be doing this more and more. If everything goes well, we'll be doing this more and more as the year goes on, right? Because sometimes it's just fun.
Alrighty, let me share my screen. Aaron, tweet it out if you would.
Oh.
And then here we are. Let me get to the proper screen. No need to docs. Let's see. Flipping the screen in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Guys, great day to be involved in Bitcoin. This is the hour chart. We're going to zoom out a little bit. Let me adjust this. There we go. And boom. So we're moving right now. Bitcoin is at $36,000, a little higher. We touched $37,000, got rejected, and we're back here. My question to you, Aaron, and maybe the chat, I prepared some questions, and really, hopefully we get some audience questions too. What is holding Bitcoin back from its next leg up? Why aren't we going up?
What is holding? First of all, I just tweeted out the link and already got a retweet and a couple likes. So hopefully people are tuning in. Feel free to post it on your own social media. But what is holding Bitcoin back from the next leg up? Well, first of all, let's have a little gratitude for us being here, right? We touched 42,000 by January 7th, coming into 2021. Right now we're consolidating at 32,000. We dipped back 36. Down. Okay, yeah, exactly. We dipped back down to like 30,000. Now we're at 36,000. It's like, let's be a little thankful for, let's be honest, we're not going to get a chance to buy Bitcoin under 20,000 again. Some people are saying we're not even going to get a chance to buy Bitcoin under 30,000 again. So
what are you saying?
Hopefully there's a little bit of time before the next leg up, but usually stuff I've been saying in, you know, forever when we were in the bear market, things are very slow during bear markets and a lot of consolidation, a lot of time. In bull markets, the max pain is watching the lower prices below you and saying, oh, I'll never get a chance to buy at those levels again because now we're already at 60,000. So, I mean, what's stopping us from getting a 60,000? Or, I mean, just the next level up? Not a lot. Not a lot. I mean, come on, sometime in the next couple months, right?
Yeah. And I just want to add on what Bitcoin's price does. This is just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but what Bitcoin's price does in the next 1 to 3 months, so January through January, February, March, does not matter. In my opinion, accumulating Bitcoin, if that's right for you, now in these first 3 months, you will thank yourself in the last 3 months, November, October, December. That's my opinion. You know, we are seeing bullish consolidation accumulation right now. So I think that's, whoa, we got a little super chat. Obviously, guys, we'll take all questions, but super chats will be prioritized. Where are you? Where are you?
You look at that super chat question, and some other people might have some, but I want to respond to something that you said. But guys, by the way, if you're tuning in right now, everybody hit the like button. We'll get over 1,000 likes before you know it, and pretty soon we'll have 2,000 people on this chat. But this is what I wanted to say regarding that next level up. You know, we were making content all throughout the bear market. Bitcoin was $6,000 forever, and then it dipped down to 3,000, 4,000, and it was kind of hell. And just like, come on, let's get to it. But people used to say, who would ever, this is back in 2018, even 2019, who would ever buy Bitcoin at 20K? People aren't even buying it at 6K. And now we're begging, prices to go down to 20K. So what I want to say is this. You know, now people are asking the question, well, who's going to buy Bitcoin at 100K? Nobody, right? No, I think everybody is still going to be buying Bitcoin at 100K. They're going to be like, oh, I can drop $10,000 for 0.1 Bitcoin, probably the last chance. I think people are going to be buying Bitcoin up until 200K. But I think what we're going to end up seeing, probably something similar to what we saw last bull cycle, every leg up that Bitcoin goes, as retail comes, and the next huge wave of retail gets bigger and bigger every wave, they're going to be, unfortunately, they're going to be buying less Bitcoin with every wave because it's going to be perceived as too expensive, and they're going to be buying more altcoins. And that's when things are going to get really foamy, really bubbly. And I don't think that's going to happen at 100K. People say, oh, nobody's buying at 100K. I think people will still buy at 100K. But once Bitcoin gets over 200K, I think, it's just each leg up, we're going to see, the plight of the retail investor. I'm sure we all did it, right? Anyway, what's that super chat?
I like it. I like what you were saying. The super chat, and we will check on the Bitcoin price directly after this, is I lost the name. We got over 1,400 people watching, but they said, hey, check out SPN Web3. Now, I am not familiar with this coin. It's the lowest of the low cap, even though there are 6,000 coins. So, it's maybe the highest of the low cap, but either way, it seems like a very new project. I'll definitely check it out. I can't really comment at the moment what this is, but SPN.
Well, did he have, if you just tell us, check out this coin, there's not a lot we can say. If you say, hey, this is what I like about this is what it says on CoinMarketCap, or like it's a... He did say
Web3.
Oh, honestly, something like that low cap, hey, if you can get a good pump out of it, that's fine, but don't be hodling it, right?
One thing that I like about the Altcoin Daily audience specifically is that I can't speak for other channels, but I know our audience, I'd like to think we're smart. From what I see of you guys in the comment section, you have a very, you think through your choices. So I will check it out, but yeah, there's nothing to say until I check it out.
What I like about our audience is, this is what I feel. I feel like we have like the gamut of people who follow us. I think we have Bitcoin maximalists who follow us. I think we have Bitcoin mostly people who follow us. I think we have, major altcoiners who follow us. And it's the fact that we talk about the whole market, I think really gives people a water cooler type environment where we can just, now let's just talk about what's going on in cryptocurrency, right?
For sure. I see two super chats. Wise, not into Wise token, but I appreciate your super chat, man. But Portfolio Kings says, talk about Cardano. Thoughts about Cardano right now, Aaron, in January 2021.
Let me tell you something. Cardano definitely surprised me. If you would have, we all remember Cardano at 2 cents, it touched 2 cents, and then it was around like under 10 cents forever. If you would have told me that January 1st or January 2021, Cardano would be over 30 cents, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have said, yeah, right. And the fact that it's there without retail really coming in, first of all, guys, prepare for the pullback, right? Prepare for a pullback consolidation. Hopefully it's a higher high if you're a Cardano holder. But Cardano's like, there's no institutions who are buying Cardano, right? The Cardano pumps are mainly due to retail being excited about what's coming up with Cardano.
I would say that, I mean, Cardano is still in the conversation, obviously on this channel. And just full disclosure, and I'm glad I get to do this with you on a live stream. My portfolio, I'd say 88% Bitcoin, 10% Ethereum, and then the last 2, 3, whatever percent is a few select altcoins. That's me. I just want you to know, I just want to be very transparent about, where my head's at. I will say what I like about Cardano is they're still in the conversation. Tron's out, EOS is out. People could care less, in my opinion. Cardano and Polkadot are still in the conversation to be interoperable and add to, Web3. So I like that.
Yeah, I would say Cardano is an example of a coin. I'm not saying if it's investable or not, but what I'm saying is they're an example of a coin that are doing things as good as you could hope, right? Does it have a future? That remains to be seen. But what they are doing is what everybody wants in their altcoin project to do, in that the CEO live streaming every night, keeping people informed, all that kind of stuff.
I just want to do this very quickly. CryptoForYou says, hello, I'm 13. Thanks for inspiring me to open up my own YouTube cryptocurrency channel. This guy's gave 13. He gave us a super chat. Dude, appreciate it, man. I'm glad we need more content creators in the space, educating or bring some realism to
click on one of his videos. I want to see, just don't play the sound, but I just want to see what it looks like with him.
Bitcoin is following plans.
So you think we need more 13-year-old educators in the space?
No, dude,
hell yeah, we do. No, that's cool. I mean, I
love it, but I don't want. Sometimes YouTube has a thing. If you didn't click, this video's for kids. So I just want to.
Oh, okay. But anyway,
I like this channel.
I saw it. That's awesome. No, I was just joking around with you, broski. That's cool. You're doing it at 13. But okay, here's an interesting thing. Somebody was asking me. There's so many super chats, but I did see. I don't just want to do super chats. I saw one that was a good question. Somebody asked something about ETH all-time highs. I would say, and this is a question I have for you, Austin. What surprised you? We were around in the whole bear market. What's surprising you now that you never expected to be the case, thinking when we used to think about this stuff in the bear market? And for me, it's that Ethereum is the only coin that's going to, close to breaking out of its all-time highs versus USD. Every other coin, well, Chainlink and BNB, there's a few.
There are newer coins that are
doing and of course the newer coins, but I'm talking about the old coins. Because I would say, listen, I'm not interested in the old coins. I'm interested in the new coins. Now there's some old coins that are decent.
But you're interested in Ethereum. I know you
for sure, because it's
it's
differentiating itself.
So you asked me what surprised me the most about cryptocurrency. I guess, we're, multiple weeks into 2021, I'd say just switching mentality. I mean, as soon as we talked about this and a few other people did, once Bitcoin crossed $20,000, it would, there is no resistance pushing it back. It's, it's crazy. It feels crazy to me that we were talking about passing 20K before Christmas. And now, it's going crazy. People are accumulating.
And I do want to echo what you said before too. Most of my portfolio is in Bitcoin. I'd say around 90%. Then I have second biggest holding is Ethereum, probably over 5%. And then altcoins. And the reason, one of the many reasons why Bitcoin is my biggest holding is that it's not that I'm opposed to speculating on altcoins. If anything, I'm very interested in it because they can see huge gains in many cases. But I like to take profits into Bitcoin. So, that's why, one of the many reasons why, well, it's really why I choose to keep accumulating Bitcoin. So, actually that's one thing I did want to mention. I wish somebody would have told me in the very beginning, when I got into Bitcoin, I wish somebody would have explained to me that Bitcoin is fundamentally different. This is stuff we say on the channel all the time, but it's that do you want to keep, at the end of the year, in the next bear market, you will judge yourself based on how much Bitcoin you have. That's my opinion. So, like I said, there's tons of just straight up altcoiners that don't like Bitcoin and watch this channel. That's fine. You do you, right?
Yeah, agree with that sentiment. Right now, we have 2,400 people watching. Appreciate you. Cheers to you. I want to take a question, not from a super chat, but let's just rattle off a couple of these right now.
And then let's get to a super chat too, because
no, I'm saying, yeah, I'm going to rattle off a few super chats, and then we're going to go to a non-super chat question. Crypto Husky, we missed your email, but feel free to email us again. I will look out for Crypto Husky. Mike, somebody says S-Key coin, smart key, real world application. I know BitBoy has sort of a sponsored collab with them, I think. I've heard about it. I'm not willing. I can't comment right now because I am a pure spectator when it comes to some of those newer alts. Kaizen Crypto donates $10. He says, having a beer with you both. Thanks, Austin and Aaron. Following your channel since 2017. Created a Cardano YouTube channel. Now I'm all in. I love that.
I love where his head's at, but we didn't have a channel in 2017. So, hey, but like you're probably with us in 2018 though. So that's cool.
Yes. Amer says, love if you could check the chart. SEC. I mean, I'll just be honest. We are a little leery of random altcoins. Let me do some. I have heard about that one. Let me do some research, and we'll bring it back again.
Yeah, I mean, we'll check them. Well, I mean, we'll check them, I guess, if it's like a super chat. But other than that,
all right. Here is a regular question from the audience. When will we see a quote unquote alt season? Thoughts?
I mean, hey, if we knew that, we'd all be rich, right? I mean, I kind of explained, here's like the general philosophy in that as Bitcoin gets perceived as more and more expensive by retail holders, every leg up, they're probably going to be buying less Bitcoin and more alts. And I don't think that's going to happen. Like I think when Bitcoin's $100,000, I think people will still be buying majority Bitcoin. But at a certain point, it's just every leg higher, it gets less and less because people just don't know. So the end all be all alt season will be at the end of the bull cycle, around when Bitcoin peaks. What was interesting last year or the year before that was the alt season with the DeFi bubble. And what was interesting about that is that didn't rely on retail to come in. It didn't need retail at all. It relied on just some whales and lending and borrowing and DeFi. So, I mean, listen, if we knew when alt season was, we'd all be rich, right? I have my own personal alts that, I'm trading or hoping they pump and I'm going to take profit, but hey.
Somebody said, hey, we missed your super chat. If you want to just give a regular comment, we can try again. No guarantee that the super chat gets read if it's going super low cap, weird altcoin. Just being honest, but we will answer as much as we can.
No Caller Crypto says, my daddy used to tell us stories about listening to Altcoin Daily on his radio when he was little.
I love that.
Definitely.
I'm a podcast guy.
Yeah, Crypto Alex USA, mine. Tipped $5, says, I love 1 inch. What they are doing. What do you think? So you know a little bit about 1 inch, Austin. You covered them in a video back then.
They had the airdrop. They're getting competitive, similar to how SushiSwap forced Uniswap to create their own token to, for engagement. It forces you to, or encourages you to engage in the protocol, delegation-wise, consensus-wise, a lot of different things. Now, I'm not a trader, and I'm not on 1 inch, their exchange, so I didn't get any of their 1 inch token.
This is a good question from Jonathan K. Altcoin Daily, do you guys day trade Bitcoin or are you guys just hodlers of Bitcoin? Huge fans of the channel. For me personally, I just hodl Bitcoin. I'm constantly increasing my Bitcoin position. And I would say I don't day trade at all. I do trade sometimes, but they're more like swing trades or multi-day trades. And it's mainly altcoins. I don't want to be put in a position. I mean, think about it. I'm sure there were people who sold Bitcoin when it was 19,000 because they were waiting for the dip. I'm sure there's people who sold Bitcoin when it was 28,000 because they were waiting for a dip. But if you miss out on a huge run, it's hard to get back in. So I only accumulate more Bitcoin and keep hodling.
Yeah, me too. I'm never going to, to be able to time the market. I'm not going to know the tops. I'm not going to know the bottom. It seems obvious in hindsight, but you never truly know. So me personally, I'm a long-term hodler and accumulator, meaning that I like to buy cheap, buy the dips whenever that is, and hold for the long term. Now I do hold alts. This is Bitcoin's chart, but get some that seem to maybe, either have hype or maybe some substance, super hard to tell. And then my loose plan is to sell those at the top. That's my plan. Will that happen? Can you guys hear Aaron? Check in the chat. Yo, we can't hear you. Hello?
Whoops. Sorry. There was a siren that went by and I turned it off.
We're back, baby.
Hey, we're back. Thank you guys in the chat. So I guess I had looking at the chat, they seem like they're putting in some good questions. I wrote down some from previous. A lot of times you guys ask us questions in our regular videos. Oh, this is something somebody wanted me to address about the recent FUD regarding Bitcoin. And I'm sure you saw our video, talking about how the FUD happens at every Bitcoin dip. But what I was going to say is that it's interesting with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency because FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt, has been around in every asset class forever. The stock market, there's FUD. Commodities, there's FUD. The thing about the stock market when there's FUD or something like that is the retail investor has no idea what's actually going on behind the scenes. And it's different with Bitcoin in that we have on-chain data. So when all this FUD came out recently about Bitcoin, we could just turn to Willy Woo and look at the on-chain data and go, oh, actually, we can see that Bitcoin is getting bought up en masse, like never before, right? And so it's a little bit interesting how if you're in tune with that kind of stuff, FUD doesn't affect you for half of the things that it normally would. So, and we didn't really have on-chain data as much as we do this cycle. So how can you FUD Bitcoin? I mean, you can always do it with like political things, but when you see that smart money is buying more than ever, then the FUD doesn't really work. So that's kind of an interesting thing.
And the on-chain data was always there. Just now we have Glassnode. I mean, we had them 2-3 years ago too, but they're more aware, more people reading the on-chain data. And there is this, I'll do this quick because I don't have the clip, but there is this, to me, famous CNBC video. Mark Yusko was a guest, and Melissa Lee said, hey, Bitcoin is at this price right now. And Mark Yusko said, buy it. And she was like, well, no matter what price I'd say, you say buy it. And he said, yeah, because this metric is up, hash rate is up, wallets are up. That's the story right now. And then sure enough, Bitcoin's up multiple 100% since then.
That's what I like about Bitcoiner Pierre Richard, who works at Kraken, who we interviewed on the channel. A lot of people would describe him as a Bitcoin maximalist, and he is, but he is also just a great Bitcoiner, and he's constantly just telling people, sell your house, sell your stocks, sell everything, buy more Bitcoin. And now that Bitcoin's at all-time highs, man, I wish I would have listened to him more.
Hey, a couple super chats. First off, fun question. $10 super chat from Masked Ninja. How safe do you feel wearing Bitcoin apparel in public?
That's a great question because obviously it's smart. It's a very smart idea. Here's the thing. We're in the public eye, so I enjoy doing it. We're already public about it. Might as well rep the brand, right? But for somebody who doesn't have a cryptocurrency channel, it's a toss-up because it might be the smartest thing ever not to signal to anybody that you have Bitcoin, and definitely never tell somebody how much Bitcoin you own. I feel perfectly safe because I can beat up anybody who tries to take my crypto, but it's an interesting question. I personally feel safe, but I can understand the school of thought that don't do it,
That's, I like what you're saying. It's outrageous to me that guys wear the Bitcoin apparel, don't tell anybody what you have, but I wear this to, Whole Foods or the grocery store, and I never get so many fist bumps. They don't necessarily watch Altcoin Daily that I know, but they just say, dude, Bitcoin.
Yeah, like, this particular hat is from bitcoinmovement.com. They're great. Yeah, dude, when I wear Bitcoin logo out, because that's the crypto logo that I have is almost exclusively Bitcoin. I have a NEM shirt, I have some exchange apparel, but it's almost exclusively Bitcoin because I'm proud to wear Bitcoin. I'm proud to be a Bitcoiner when most people don't realize it. But now that we surpassed all-time highs, I've been wearing it out recently more and more, and people are definitely stopping me. I got the COVID test the other day, and the lady who did the COVID test was like, "Hey, I like your shirt." And I said, "Oh," I was tired. I was like, "Oh, it's the future of money." And she goes, "Yeah." She's like, "I agree." It's just like some 50-year-old lady. It was pretty cool.
We have a $10 super chat from Crypto Alex USA. Mine. I'm an ETH miner with a nice size farm. An Ethereum improvement proposal 1559 will hurt us miners. It most likely creates scarcity through the token burn to create a deflationary token. If it passes, ETH will soar though. Your thoughts, I guess, on that Ethereum improvement proposal?
Yeah, it's good for the retail investor, that thing. I mean, you said a miner. I mean, I bet it's tough being an ETH miner because they're basically, the founders are basically, killing off ETH1 to get to the staking. So that's a huge change for ETH miners.
But I agree with that, but I will add on, the whole purpose of that Ethereum improvement proposal is for congestion. So it's supposed to ease congestion, make it so, right now, the richest people will get their transactions in first before they switch to proof of stake. That's supposed to change that. And it's also supposed to burn a little bit of Ethereum with every transaction. I am excited for the experiment, but I'm not a miner, but that will, miners aren't happy about that.
By the way, there's been a huge interest in altcoins and Ethereum, specifically in the last couple of weeks. And, I'm happy to make content based on what people like. But like anybody's wondering, how do I feel about Bitcoin at the moment? I mean, this is, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best times to buy Bitcoin with like almost no risk, in my opinion. Like just look back to every other time Bitcoin broke all-time highs in the past cycles and then started consolidating on that leg higher. After it broke out of that, never, I mean, it's like buying Bitcoin at what, 1,500 last cycle? That's personally my opinion. So if you're a new person and you're thinking Bitcoin's too expensive, I'd say no way. This is the best time to buy, in my opinion. Of course, you'll have to make your own decisions.
I love that. I love that perspective. Hey, Kirby T says, super chats $10, man. Appreciate you. Long time fan of the channel. Do you think ETH will outperform BTC in terms of growth this year? Thoughts, Aaron?
I mean, that's definitely something we've been covering for all subscribers in the past few videos. I mean, first of all, the question is, do I think people are still down to speculate on certain altcoins? Yeah, for sure. I wasn't sure at the depths of the bear market. It's quite obvious now. We know a lot more at the beginnings of this new bull market than we did at the depths of the bear market. Number two, do I think altcoins in general, not all of them, but certain altcoins will outperform Bitcoin in certain periods of time? Yeah, that's why people are so attracted to them. And for ETH specifically, I would say that's why people are attracted to ETH. I would say, yeah, it's obviously riskier, but I'd say, my personal opinion, why wouldn't it? Because the plumbing and infrastructure has 100x just since 2017. First of all, and if you watch the Moon's interview, we talked about this on the Moon's interview with us. In 2014, there's one exchange. It got hacked, crashed, Mt. Gox. One exchange in 2014. 3 years later, 2017, a lot more exchanges. Binance wasn't really out yet, so a lot of the bigger ones weren't there. There was Bittrex. There were a few, but like they were like literally turning people away near the top. And since 2017, the infrastructure, the plumbing has 100x'd. People's ability to evaluate cryptocurrency projects, in my opinion, has not. I'm very surprised whenever I look at coinmarketcap.com and just seeing coins in the top 25. So, I mean, fundamental things like decentralization, permissionlessness, the market doesn't really like care about that. So why wouldn't the alts pump? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I echo that statement. I will add on that in bull markets, the altcoins pump. In bear markets, they get drained out. For example, and that's the perspective you have to take in if you're a new investor in this market, meaning people bought Cardano, let's just say, whatever, Litecoin, whatever, at the beginning of 2017, alts went crazy at the end of 2017, and all of them almost went down to close to where they started before a few bounced back. So will alts pump? I think it's clear we've seen many little cycles. They will. I don't want to be stuck holding a bag. I want to accumulate more Bitcoin. That's me.
I would say though, and this is just my opinion, that everybody, I've said this before and it's hard to articulate, but when a lot of people got in near the top of 2017 and even throughout 2018, in my opinion, maybe I was listening to the wrong people, but the altcoiners were the loudest people. I didn't get hear hardly any Bitcoin maximalists except for podcasts I listen to. Over the last year or so, the Bitcoin maximalists have become the loudest. But what I would say is that I just think that there is opportunity in altcoins. By the time that everybody by the time the perceptions shift, that'll be the time to sell. Austin, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it makes sense. And I think all this can be summed up in terms of every day we get another data point. So would I have said there will be an alt season 4 months ago? Damn, we were just sort of starting or maybe in the middle of the beginnings of the bull market. So every day we get a new data point. And I mean, that's how you can be the most accurate, by tuning in every day, learning every day. Aaron, I'm going to get another beer. If anybody in the chat,
I'll respond to Adriano's. Oh yeah, wait guys, anybody in the chat want Austin to grab them a beer? Just let us know, type it in.
Okay, I'll do that.
But I'll respond to Adriano's super chat. He said, hey, have you guys seen this bull case analysis for Ethereum on the subreddit cryptocurrency? And I just clicked through and I saw that I did like it because I frequent that subreddit sometimes. So I saw it at the time and I liked it. And yeah, I saw it. I mean, that's the bull case for Ethereum, right? From Jason Simpson, super chat, $10. Appreciate you, Jason. Do you think the price of Bitcoin will drop by the same percentage in this next bear market as the previous one? I think what we could end up seeing is, let me share my screen real quick.
Wait, can you set up the question again? I came in halfway through on that.
Yeah, it was from Jason, $10. Do you think the price of Bitcoin will drop by the same percentage in the next bear market as the previous one? I think, now, of course, it's always a possibility, but who knows where the top will be. I could see an 80% correction if Bitcoin gets to $500,000 for sure. But what we could end up seeing, this is something Bob Lucas has talked about, the left translated next cycle, in that every single cycle up until this point has been right translated, in that the top has happened near the right side of the cycle. It's possible that because, and I think this is true, this is the first Bitcoin bull cycle. This is the first mainstream one where people realize that Bitcoin is not going away. What could happen is we see a very either short in time bear market or a bear market that doesn't correct by as much as it did in the past. And then Bitcoin rallies up to all-time highs near the beginning of the next cycle, way sooner than it did this time. And then that's going to be a left translated cycle. It would be like, so the folks at home can see if they're looking at the screen, if the 2014, 2017 thing is our next cycle, is if the top happened way sooner and then everybody FOMO'd in and missed out, and then an extended bear market. So I think it's a possibility it doesn't happen exactly as people are expecting, because I'm sure a lot of people will expecting that, oh, it happened 3 cycles ago, it happened 2 cycles ago, it happened 1 cycle ago. And if everybody's expecting the same thing, I could see things playing out quite differently.
I like that. I want to say 2 things. First thing, Adriano, I don't know, I saw your link. I will check out that. You think, okay, cool, just making sure. And I think that's great perspective, Aaron. The only thing I'll add is that what's different about this cycle right now in terms of who's accumulating and who's not? It's institutions, baby.
Yeah, guys, try and go back and watch media from the last bull cycle. First of all, this is the first bull cycle near the beginning when the media is constantly promoting Bitcoin. Of course, they did it on CNBC back in the day, but now everybody's doing it.
And institutions, nobody knows what anybody will do, but the thought is that they are, I'm searching for the word, they're not more reliable or more secure. It's it's a little less random why institutions are buying rather than random people. So they're not buying to sell at the top. You know, some are. I don't know what they're doing. They're buying as a store of value, long-term hold, if you like Michael Saylor.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, it's just unbelievable. And keep in mind, they're only, besides stuff like Grayscale, which are cryptocurrency companies, they're exclusively buying Bitcoin, pretty much. We always hear stories that they're buying ETH too, but don't necessarily think their institutions aren't going to buy your alt bag. It will either go up through utility or retail speculation for most cases. And before we get to this $5 super chat, I do want to reiterate a big thank you to Crypto Hunky with the $99, talking about emailing us, would like to connect. That was very generous of you, man. $99 US. So
I referenced that 10 minutes
I know.
ago.
I just wanted to rethank him because it was really generous. But anyway, Joey, $5 says, hey, can you talk a little bit about the length of an alt season? I have 20 alts and I'm uncertain when to take profits. Do alt seasons follow previous cycles? And I wish there was a cookie cutter answer I could give you that would give you all the answers and we could all make a bunch of money selling our alts on the top, but that's, nobody knows, right? Austin, do you have any thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I would say that it totally depends on you and how much risk the individual wants to take. For example, you know, I have a few alts. I plan to sell it at the top. You know, do not be afraid of like a 2x, a 3x, a 4x. If something goes crazy, you know it's going to correct eventually. And hey, maybe you sell and then it goes up more. Well, then just take out the principal. Like this question, it's a great question, but it's so specific to the individual. I would just say, don't be afraid to eventually take out the principal and then just play with the house's money. And don't be afraid to take a 2x or 3x. That's awesome.
Yeah, like just generally speaking, a lot of times what I like to do is if my altcoins pump a lot, I take out my initial investment, hopefully plus some profits, and then I have a moon bag. I can just let it ride for the bull season. But I also want to say, not all altcoins are created equal. Now, if you talk to a Bitcoin only type person, they'll tell you all altcoins are equal. They'll all shit. I don't necessarily think that. I wouldn't want to be in, unless it's like something like Litecoin, I wouldn't want to be in an altcoin that's trying to be money like Bitcoin. I think that's a losing battle. I know we have big Digibyte fans in our audience.
Skynet, Script Skynet.
He's a great guy, but I'm not long-term bullish on Digibyte. Of course, it's going to pump though. You know, altcoins, the new altcoins, the DeFi altcoins, the current trends, those are the ones I'm interested in. And as soon as the trend is over, I want to get interested in the next thing.
I love that. We have over 3,000 people watching. I just want to say a big thank you for the people that have subscribed to us from the beginning or somewhere in the middle. You guys are awesome. We're probably going 15 more minutes max. Sure. So let's answer some good questions. I have a super chat, Aaron, if you want to get to it. I mean, I'll get to it. I'm just saying, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, what are your thoughts on Crow? Been watching you guys a long time. Keep up the good work.
My thoughts on Crow, I think in the long term, the biggest unknown about Crow is like some people who aren't bullish on Crow talk about how they don't know if the cryptocurrency company is solvent, has the funds. You know, who knows if that's the case. As far as like interacting with Crow on the app, it's kind of a pain. I do it because I use the Crow app, but you need the Crow tokens to interact. I mean, overall, in my serious opinion, it's just, I'm just neutral on it, I guess. I'm not excited about Crow.
This is what I would say. Yeah, that's a great perspective. I would say also that, I mean, Aaron and I, we tried it for multiple months. You know, they sponsor the channel for a while, which I love. I'm going to reiterate the same thing I said in 2 different videos. I think from an exchange point of view, or the app point of view, especially if you're not in the US, great fees and great options to buy and maybe stake cryptocurrency, if that's your thing. The coin from an investable point of view, if you're just speculating, not for me. One, because, you know, we have that silent inflation of the company owning the majority of the supply. And, you know, some people like that. XRP, Stellar, they're near the top 10, in the top 10, you know, with something similar to that. But I would say if you're staking and getting the perks, don't you know, don't stake anything more than you're willing to lose, but these are all just, it's very new. So,
wow, we just got like a couple super chats from like just people saying hello from different regions. Like somebody tipped us $5 saying greets from Dutch Amsterdam, a fan of the show. Somebody said 50 Australian dollars, Rob. Good day from Australia. Keep up the rad work. Totally.
Cheers to you, Rav.
How do you guys in Australia feel about Crocodile Dundee? I know I probably seem like a rube asking that, but it's like it kind of holds up, right? As an Australian American movie. Cool.
Oh, yes. Hey, there's just one more super chat before maybe Aaron. I have a question for you. Just a comment. Been playing with Polkadot from a developer perspective. It's superior to most DApp coins. So Son of a Tech says that from a development point of view, you know,
I want to comment
Polkadot.
on Chainlink breaking all-time highs. Chainlink has been in a few, you know, ever since Chainlink went in that rally like a year or two ago. You know, we've still, you know, in my videos, just from a TA, strictly price point of view, you know, it really doesn't surprise me that Chainlink broke to all-time highs because it never broke like market structure to be in a bear market. So congrats to all the Chainlink holders, man. I wish I would have bought some Chainlink back in the day. That's crazy how much that's running.
They have great, you know, great marketing, great leadership that really, you know, can speak to the value.
Chainlink, I'm not saying it's totally the same, but Chainlink does right what Ripple used to do right back in 2017. I'm not saying it's the same, but I'm just saying that Ripple used to be in the news every day, partnership. And Chainlink, a lot of people are integrating the Chainlink oracles in the news almost every day. So, you know, they do that right, in my opinion.
Aaron, and for the almost 3,000 people watching.
Holy hell.
3, I know what you guys really want to see. I'm going to ask Aaron a question. And if this is the question, you're like, yeah, that's a good question. Maybe hit the likes. Aaron, this is my question for you. Okay. If I give you $1,000 today with the goal of making the most money possible in 2021, how do you do it? Different for everybody, but how would you go about that?
That's the $1,000 question. And what people have to understand is what I would do is not necessarily something that you should do, right? I've been in the market for a long time. I understand it more than a lot of new people. Not bragging. I'm just saying there is a lot to understand. Plus, I follow the market every day. So somebody who doesn't follow the market every day or is new, if I were in that position, I would put 100% in Bitcoin. However, I realize that people's urge to diversify is too strong and most people won't do that. So what I would do is if I was new, put 80% in Bitcoin, 10% Ethereum, and 10% in specific altcoins with the purpose of selling and taking profits. That's if I was newer. For me personally, $1,000 to make the most money by the end of the year. Here's the thing. This is separate, but like I'm still continuing to cost average Bitcoin. So I'm not going to put any of it towards Bitcoin because that's something separate. I would put $200 in ETH, $500 in the blue chip DeFi coins, basically stuff that is a lot of it's on DeFi Pulse. And then I'd use the remaining $300 to do really speculative stuff. And the really low cap gem is basically just a gamble.
And maybe that's a $10 million market cap for the, like, I'm just trying to reference how maybe 25 now the things are pumped, but how low to me, what I'm hearing from you is that low.
Yeah, just like a low market cap type thing. How about you, Austin? If you had $1,000 with the goal to make the most money by the end of 2021, and if the folks at home appreciate us answering the fun questions, hit the likes.
For me personally, you are never going to catch me not allocating at least 50% into Bitcoin for me, just because ultimately nobody knows what the future is going to hold. And I never want to give up or not stop adding to my Bitcoin stash. So because I'm trying to make, you know, it's not going to pump as much, but over time, it will, in my opinion, stand the test of time. So for this question, 50%, $500 into Bitcoin. And you know, ETH's going to have a great day. I would say put $250 into the blue chip. I'm not even going ETH because I think that'll do great. I'm going to go to maybe the Polkadot or the Cardano or the Compound Aave blue chip DeFi slash that platform. And if ETH can 10x, 15x, whatever, you know, I think they'll go a little more. And goddamn it, I'm going to time that top. I know it's impossible, but I'm going to try. And then the last $250 go in the $10 million market cap, maybe 25 million. Maybe that's some projects. It either has to fit into the DeFi narrative, the NFT narrative, or, you know, small projects on Polkadot. That seems to be an ecosystem that'll do very well this year. Things like that.
I want to appreciate somebody who just a regular comment in the chat. I'm reading the regular comments too, guys. Said, I've watched, this is from Yves Sakamoto. Watched a lot of channels since last year, and this is one I still follow almost every day. Appreciate you. Mao Trapped says, are you guys brothers? Yes, twin brothers. We always get the comments, oh, these guys are Bitcoin maximalists, which we're not, but we are very Bitcoin centric, I guess you could call us. And it's like, oh, calling us Bitcoin maximalists, you mean one of the only coins that has like gained the most value in the past year? Yeah, you're welcome for drilling Bitcoin into your heads. I also want to thank the people who are just super chatting without any questions, like Antonio and Will and Liz and you guys. Appreciate you guys. Hey, somebody says, well, why is the channel called Altcoin Daily? That's a great question. First of all, the intention of the channel is always to talk about the whole market. I find it odd that some of these Bitcoin only channels, it's not odd to do that, but it's like there's just the culture is not talking about altcoins unless you're very, very cynical. So something we want to like always do on this channel is be able to talk about the whole market. Now, that being said, when we named the channel Altcoin Daily, I did not have my, fundamental views on Bitcoin. But the reason we maintained the channel Altcoin Daily is because we're always going to talk about the whole market. Every single altcoin could end up on our channel. So, yeah.
I like that. And we have a bit of breaking news. For those of you tuning in right now, I'm going to share my screen.
Any guesses in the chat?
Whoop, too late. Ethereum, which is about 10% of my portfolio, is close to breaking all-time highs.
Guys,
USD.
There's no way Ethereum isn't going to break all-time highs. I can say that with such confidence because I happen to think that Raoul Pal won't let Ethereum fall down. He's not going to let it fall down, guys. And if he drops the ball, Tyler Winklevoss is going to step in and pump Ethereum. And if he drops the ball, then I don't know. We'll have to rely on.
I mean, there's developers. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like I've said this since it happened, that one of the most bullish things to happen for Ethereum is, of course, Raoul Pal talking about it. But besides that, one of the most bullish things to happen for Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bcash is getting listed on PayPal. And PayPal describes each different coin not very thoughtfully, in my opinion. So there's no way PayPal's 360 million plus and growing people aren't just going to buy all 4 coins, in my personal opinion, because, and they're going to be the people buying at the top probably, but yeah.
We are going to be here for a final 5 minutes. At this point, usually people kind of like to, kind of find their way out. We have 3K people watching in 5 minutes. I want to make sure you're watching. Final 5 minutes. Let's this final 5 minutes, let's make it the most interesting. Let's drop a little bit of a hint, like 3 minutes from now, that people can comment on tomorrow's video and be like, oh, I was there. But really, we'll just go for 5 minutes, right? I like that though.
And it's unbelievable. 3K people watching. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So I guess in the final 5 minutes, we'll go to the chat.
I just want to, people are so appreciative in the comments and just saying, hey, thanks for the great content. No, thank you guys. I'm really happy to provide value. One of the reasons we started the channel back in the day, I didn't get in at the top of 2017, but I started watching crypto YouTube near the top of 2017, and I couldn't believe the views they were getting. Now, thinking back, obviously it was the height of the euphoria of the market, but back then I always thought, I was like, a lot of these guys are good. And some of them are still good and making content today, but half of these guys do subpar jobs providing people with valuable information. And I always thought I could do a better job providing people with valuable information. If they're getting these kind of views, surely I can get those kind of views. And
that is our goal, to try and deliver that value. And, that's our goal every day. You tell us if we did it.
Yeah. And to grow the channel, of course, we want to make content that people want to watch, but it's also to give people, number one, valuable information. And number two, just talk about cryptocurrency. I mean, now the mainstream media kind of talking about crypto, but most of the time there is no place to talk about crypto. Now your friends are just starting to become interested in Bitcoin. Not a lot. And back in the day, most of them not interested in talking about Bitcoin. So this is a chance for crypto people and Bitcoiners to talk about the market.
We have 2 minutes left. Nobody, darn, tune out. Let me go through 3 things. First off, somebody's asking about taxes. Last year, I used CryptoTrader.tax. Disclosure, we had a partnership with them back then. We are going to have a partnership with them this year, but I actually did use it. That's how I do my taxes, CryptoTrader.tax. Just FYI. Alon, Superchats $50. Man, I'm going to put that directly into Bitcoin and hopefully support this.
Wow, that's really generous. Thank you, Alon.
Thank you, man. And then last thing I want to say is from Antonio de la Torre. Guys, I have taken my profits from the first cycle and invested it all in real estate. It has quadrupled from then. Should I do this again? I'm from Guatemala. I would say, I don't know your situation, but if it worked, hell yeah, dude.
If you're
Bitcoin
looking for
and real estate,
buy and sell signals, that's not us. Michael Lee, $4.99. Appreciate you, sir. Says, your name is Altcoin Daily, but you're kind of ripping on people who have altcoins. Lol. Just name yourselves Bitcoin Daily. I'm not ripping on them. I own altcoins. I can make the case why some altcoins were pumped, and I'm very interested in doing that. But we're also just not going to be moon boys about every single altcoin. We're kind of like, I think if people don't appreciate it now, perhaps people will appreciate it later on if we're not just going to hype up every single coin. It's
yeah.
But then again, if you think differently, good. I want you guys to think differently. When somebody in the comments goes, I'm not doing that, or I think that's a bad idea, or I did the exact opposite of what you said you're doing in the video, I always say, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you're thinking differently. And by the way, whoever's going to tune into our video tomorrow, I'm going to drop a little secret word that if you're tuning into the live chat now and you catch our video, that's going to be in the afternoon tomorrow. If you type into the chat in the regular thing tomorrow, type in just grape, just the word grape in the chat. I'll know that you were in our live stream at the end. And that's it.
GRAPE, grape.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we're all moon boys. Hell yeah.
Somebody said, Bryce Jones, I think, said, my grandma's talking about Bitcoin, Bryce Jones, and Ethereum. Go grandma. Aaron, final 30 seconds. We had a great stream. We have over 3K watching. You guys did it. Let's end it.
I want to do this. I want to do this on a regular basis. I just want to end it by saying, everybody in the chat, oh my God, everybody's saying grape. No, tomorrow's stream, guys. I just want to say, a lot of people are tuning in who've been with us for years, especially when Bitcoin was under 14,000. Last 28 days, we got 50,000 new subscribers. There's a lot of new people here too. I think overall, it's still very early in this bull market, and it's never been a better time. There's more risk when Bitcoin wasn't breaking all-time highs. Now that Bitcoin broke all-time highs, it is consolidating higher. Tons of risk is off the table, in my opinion. And it's just a great time, an early time still to be in this bull market.
I love that. I agree. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Like always, we'll see you tomorrow.